Okay, so this is a commercial loan scenario. We're going to kind of walk through specific to acquisition of a mixed use property that has, apartments on top, some retail downstairs. These are two individuals out of New Jersey that are acquiring a building, sort of investment owner occupied. The seller actually takes part of the space downstairs for a retail center and was running a restaurant out of there. Obviously, we're in the middle of a little bit of a pandemic, and so the financial books historically aren't that great, et cetera. So we're just going to kind of walk through a scenario. So the first thing, obviously, is just gathering some information about the property. 7,000 square foot building, three apartments upstairs, two suites downstairs. Building's in good shape, no issues. There's a basement in there, et cetera. So we're check there. Obviously, we'll find out on the environmental during the purchase. Then we kind of move to motivation, urgency. Why are they buying it? Are they under contract? Yes. Okay. They just feel really strongly it's undervalued. And so we just see there's motivation and commitment there. So we're definitely a check on that. Loyalty. Hey, who else are you talking to? Well, we're actually having a conversation with Chase Bank right now and submitted some things. We haven't gotten a lot of feedback. Well, so far what I'm seeing from this deal, I'm not overly concerned about a super conservative bank, and we're the only other one. So we're check there. Then we start going into, again, viability. So cash flow, historically for the properties, probably not there. Doesn't look like the rents would cover something on an investment side. So we're sort of like, okay, that one's in the middle. So we talk about collateral. Okay, we have real estate collateral. Seems like we're fine. Maybe we should be okay. Then we talk about cash position. Looks like they have some cash, so we're okay there. And then we're talking about credibility. They've both done restaurants before for 10 years, so that's positive. Run some businesses outside. So they definitely are credible. And then credit. Both of them have great credit, so there's no issue. So we have at least some bundled package to work with. And so then I say expectations. What are you looking for, guys? And the response was, we just want to, get in with as little cash down, buy the property, and that's our main focus, And so I take that information, and here's kind of the advice I give. It's not really going to fall into a long-term fix like a life and company or just an investment lender bank, because they don't have historical cash flow, and they don't even have in-place cash flow to get there, even if they have rent. So we're probably going to be out on that one. Bridge lender, you could do a bridge loan private. They're going to have to put more money down. It's going to be more expensive, and then they could lift rents or move in, get the business running, and then obviously refinance. That's another option, potentially, to do something where they're going to pay higher interest rates, but get the deal done because they're not worried about cash flow and history. But the way I looked at this was as follows. I thought, well, if you have outside cash flow to globally debt service this, even if the business doesn't make any money and you run the restaurant, maybe that could work. Now remember, because it's SBA, they have to occupy 51% of the space. So they're going to have to show me. Now what was interesting is they said, well, if you can include the basement, you could probably get there and the patio for the restaurant. We might be able to pull that off. And so that's something that we have to confirm with the lender, generally speaking. We probably could pull that off. But they would have to service the debt globally outside. Probably be maybe a 504, first and a second, but probably a 7A deal, floating rate, 531 prepay. They're going to pay 2.5% in fees, but it's going to get them into the deal, and then they can stabilize it and get it taken out in 3 years or something. So that's sort of the commercial loan scenario for a mixed-use property for Integrity Capital.